You are a survivor, whether you know it or not. From the beginning, you had to beat out more than 17 billion to have a chance of being born. 46 chromosomes combined with 30,000 different genes to determine your gender, body type, color of hair, eyes, skin, and even certain characteristics of your personality. And then you became one of the estimated 106 billion people that have ever lived, and one of the over 6 billion people living right now. And it's a pretty good time to be born. Think about how things have evolved. What would Isaac Newton have done with satellite imaging? What would Abraham Lincoln have done with television broadcasting? What would Shakespeare have done if he had met Time magazine's Man of the Year in 1982, the computer? We've come a long way. We used to think the earth was flat. We used to think cigarettes were healthy. We used to think a lot of things were right that now we know are wrong. You live in a world full of opportunity, a world full of differences, a world where there are over 6,000 languages spoken, a world where half the population lives on less than $2 a day, a world where 21% of the inhabitants have access to the internet. And yet, despite all these differences, we all call the same place home, the same address in the galaxy, the same place in time, and we experience these differences through the same thing, our brain. And it is truly amazing. It has over 100 billion neurons, which makes for an endless amount of thoughts. But we don't have an endless amount of time. The average lifespan is 80 years. You will spend roughly 20 years in school and roughly 20 years in retirement. What will you do with those years in between? How will you prepare for it? Are you halfway through it? Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you do, you are fortunate. You are free. To be the change you want to see in the world. So dream big or face your fears. It is true, the inventor of the light bulb was afraid of the dark. And you're not alone. There are millions of people there to help you realize your dreams. There are 4,146 schools in the United States. It's never too late to start learning. The oldest college graduate was 95, or too early. The youngest college graduate was 10. You can study anything you can imagine. There are over 600 different majors to choose from, with more being added every day. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. There are millions of dollars available for financial aid. It doesn't matter your status. This year, women, 58%, comprise the majority of college students, numbering about 10.6 million compared to 7.7 million men. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of time. More than 3.5 million people in the education system are taking online classes. This year, more than 1.5 million people will receive a bachelor's degree and 647,000 a master's degree and earn 10 to 50% more for their families. The world is full of information. Education is how information becomes knowledge, and knowledge changes things for the better. Never stop learning. Use the amazing brain you have. Cherish this amazing life you have.